Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed away serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. All right, I want to do this video to go into this book called The Soldiers of God, Uncorrected Proof, White Supremacists and Their Holy War for America by Howard Bushert, John Craig, and Myra Barnes. All right. You know, there's a lot of things similar. They call us identity, black identity extremists and all that. We're going to go into what this is talking about. All right. So Christian identity is the belief that the white race is the true Israel of the Bible. So this is what they don't tell you, is that the neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klansmen, they actually believe they are Israelites. They just don't directly call themselves Israelites like we do. It says, a principal tenet of the militant faction is that the Jews are the direct seed line of Satan, involved in a complicated conspiracy to destroy the Aryan peoples of the world. So first and foremost, the number one enemy to white supremacy, believe it or not, is white Jewish people. That's what they don't tell you. They try to put, you know, Islam and Israelites in a box, trying to say that we're anti-Semitic, when we're actually proclaiming our Semitic heritage. We're the opposite. We're definitely not anti-Semitic. In fact, the only anti-Semitics really are these guys here, the Aryans. And they're not even really anti-Semitic. They believe that they're the children of Israel. So how is that anti-Semitic? All right, reading on. Among the groups lumped together as white nationalists are the Ku Klux Klan, White Aryan Resistance, National Alliance, Aryan Brotherhood, Posse Comitatus, any number of skinhead groups and militias, Heritage Front, National Association for the Advancement of White People, White Maidens, Women for Aryan Unity, Aryan Nations, and numerous others. All right, so this is very critical, you know, because it's very important to understand what their mission is. So it says here, a commitment to stand up to what the Beam calls the most evil, most vile, most corrupt government on the face of the earth, the United States government. But wait a minute, these are white people that are standing up to the United States government. Let me read it again. A commitment to stand up to what Beam calls the most evil, most vile, most corrupt government on the face of the earth, the United States government, the ZOG, the Zionist occupational government, that the movement's claim is run by Jews whose goal is to rule the entire world. This is not reading about Israelites. This is reading about white hate groups. All right, reading on. Let me read over here. You can pretty much go page for page with this book. Speaking to the congregation at Aryan Nations, Beam noted, we're all going to die. Every one of us in this room is going to die. Why not die for something? Why not die for that little girl out there, for her grandchildren and great-grandchildren? Not like those yuppies who live and die for what? A stereo? And it says, Charles Lee and other Klansmen have attended meetings and are frequent visitors to Aryan Nations at Hayden Lake, Idaho. Now, let me explain something to you. In general, the Klansmen and the Aryans are enemies. If you go down into the fundamentals of both beliefs, the KKK are more for America, where the other guys believe in a German and Aryan nation. So if you look at it, both interests would have clashed during the time of World War II. Anytime that America has hostility with Germany, these two will clash. So it says, their America would be a pure land. It would have one race, one people unpolluted by the sin of miscegenation. There would be no non-white immigration, and white immigration would be limited to those clearly beneficial to the state, which is inseparable from the church. So they believe in pretty much a twisted version of what we believe in, except they're willing to do more about it. You know, we're willing to just be spiritual and wait till Yahushua comes back. These guys blow up churches and things. That's the difference. But identity just basically means that, you know, you focus on a nationality of you know, focusing on being Israel, right? So it says you can't hold anyone responsible for that kind of thing. Klansman Jim Stinson of the White Camellia observes. I mean, if McVeigh read the book, The Turner Diaries, and built a bomb like the one in the book, that's assuming McVeigh did do the bombing, and I'm not convinced he did. I don't see where you can reach the conclusion Pierce put him up to it. You know, so one major thing, the Turner Diaries is another step for the white man trying to start a race war. You know, so reading on, it says, in Cadillac John's mind, the Klan is the thin white line of defense for the racial political dream of the founding fathers, and the only defense against the Jewish-led conspiracy to destroy America and create a one-world government. So they know that Esau, that the powers that be, because these are poor white people here. The white people that join race groups are poor white people. We have to understand that. That's all it is. They're poor. All they are is white poor people. Armed with ideology, white separatists carry the message into various militia groups, church congregations, classrooms, the armed forces, and police departments. So this is why you have a lot of people getting killed by cops. You know, so it's very important that you understand. Now let's take a look at how far widespread it is, because it's not just America. Aryan nationalism includes South Africa, because you got the Afrikaners there, which are white people. Sweden, Russia, Denmark, the Netherlands, England, Ireland, Czechoslovakia, Germany, Scotland, France, Argentina, because a lot of Nazis fled to Argentina. Canada, Brazil, Italy, Spain, Croatia, Romania, Portugal, Australia, Poland, and almost any nation on earth with a white population. So in a nation like Argentina, which is mostly Israelites, they're there. Canada, which has a lot of Native Americans, they're there. Brazil, which has a lot of Israelites, they're there. Right? Let's see. I want to particularly focus on any major points that could be of benefit here. Oh, here we go. Here's something that they get mad at. In the Gulf War, American soldiers were told not to wear a cross because it was offensive to the Muslims in Saudi Arabia. Don't fly the American flag because it offended the Arabs. And we were there fighting for them. It doesn't make sense to me. This is a quote by, I believe, Charles Lee. Right? So basically, there's the ideology that the so-called white man is the real children of Israel. And this is widespread. This is, a lot of ideologies here, a lot of different things that go into this. I'm going to read out of page 14. If we're so equal, then why do we need reverse discrimination? Reverse discrimination. Klansman Jim Stinson asks. Well, we need reverse discrimination because there's discrimination, dumb motherfucker. But anyway, Why do we need special hiring policies for blacks? Special admissions requirements to schools, special tests, quota systems. To me, it doesn't sound as if even the liberals are the Democrats. The liberals who come up with these ideas believe that blacks are equal. Which is weird because a lot of the poor white people, they're liberals. We are living in a dictatorship already. We have been ever since FDR sold us out in the 30s. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. At Ruby Creek, Idaho, popularly known as Ruby Ridge, as the Ruby Ridge incident, Randy Weaver and his wife Vicky, along with their children Sarah, Rachel, Sam, Rachel, and Elisheba, as well as family friend Kevin Harris, were involved in a standoff with federal agents. Randy Weaver and his family, separatists and identity Christians, so they're the white counterpart of Israelites. But they're, like I said, they were in a standoff with federal agents. That's the difference between Israelites. We don't get into standoffs with federal agents. We know we can't win. They'll go for it. And as Christians, the Weavers, Salak, shared the conviction that the U.S. government is the synagogue of Satan, and as Christians, the Weavers made it clear that they wanted no part of such a government. So you see, because in all honesty, the program, the Illuminati and all that, the agenda does not involve white hate groups. It doesn't involve outright Ku Klux Klansmen and all that. They don't like Jewish people neither. Only, like I said, they're actually willing to take it to violence. Anybody that proclaims to be an Israelite, they're not part of us. So basically, this goes into they got into a shootout. This is in Idaho. This is in Idaho. So, you have to understand, there's a bigger situation at hand here. There's an agenda. Pardon the blank screen. I'm just looking for something else that's good in this book. This book is a really good book to understand what the white hate groups, because a lot of us don't really see them when we're at camp, especially in a place like Jersey, which is mostly, it's a lot of Jake, and there's really a lot of Klansmen, but they're not really out and about. They don't really they hide their face, unlike us. They hide their face just like us. To them, Jewish people are not white people. Which is funny, because they are. But they say a lot of similar things to us. They know that the government wants to shape how we think and everything. They say the same exact thing. They say exactly the same thing. But we're over here sitting here looking at them like they're the top devil. No, the Ku Klux Klansmen, those are just white people that think that they're losing America, and they also think that they're Israelites. That's what it is. There's a lot of little gems in this book. But like I said, I want to go into. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Ooh, chapter 4, White Israel. Look at that. Christian identity holds that the Aryan race, not the Jews, is true Israel. The term Aryan, used to describe a racial type, is a common, though technically incorrect usage. Aryan originates from the Sanskrit Arya, or noble, and is more properly used to describe an ethnic type descended from early speakers of Indo-European language. Because what they say is that Sanskrit, which was a language created by the Elamites, they're saying Sanskrit, they call it Proto-Indo-European. If you ever look in a dictionary or research words in their history, you're going to see the word pi. Pi means Proto-Indo-European, because they say that the Romance languages and anything derives from Proto-Indo-European, which is Sanskrit. So it says, to frame the term more specifically for those in the movements like the Nazis of the Hitler era, it refers only to those who are of Anglo-Saxon, Scandinavian, Celtic, or Teutonic descent. This is the Aryans. Now, for Ku Klux Klan, it's only Anglo-Saxons. So you can't be Celtic. You actually can't be Irish and say, even if you're a white Irish, an Edomite Irish, you're not considered worthy to be in the Ku Klux Klan. You know, so it's very important to understand that. It's very important to understand that. All right, but that's it on that. You know what? What I'm gonna do is once in a while I'm gonna pull out some information from this book. You know, but honestly, this is just the reason why I did a video on this book was to give brothers an understanding of how they think and how the neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan are in the same boat as far as being considered anti-Semitic, only that they have taken more steps to actually physically hurt Jewish people, and they hurt us. They're against us. But the major people that they hate is not us. They don't hate black people as much as they hate Jewish people. They really, like, if you read this book and other books like it, they hate so-called Jews. You know, they really hate so-called Jews. But with that, I'm going to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth and righteousness and sincerity. To you Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed away serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. Shalom.